Welcome everybody to the Welcome to Derry stream. First of all, saying that I would like to thank everybody who was there for the premiere of episode 8. It was by far the best episode I've made, and we're taking in questions. Sure. What are your questions? What are your questions? And by far, probably the most people during the live chat. Best episode overall. Probably most emotional too. And surprisingly, Alvin died. Surprising Alvin death. Pennywise slimed out almost the entire school, maybe the entire school. But yeah, since Alvin died, what was Alvin's last name? It was Alvin Wheeler. Alvin Wheeler. So yeah, I kept that to myself because I wanted to like build that speculation of what his last name was if he and whether he was Beverly's dad or not. So yeah, his last name was Wheeler. Yeah, like Mike, like Mike from Stranger Things. Yeah, Alvin Wheeler. I kept it a secret until this particular stream came along, and that's where I would reveal it. Cause originally I was gonna put Alvin's last name on the gravestone when Roy visited it 18 years later, which was also 18 years later after Will died, but that was like the day before Will died in that fire. Well, yeah, it's just we I had to keep it a secret, and I was not gonna let it not be a secret. Frankie's speculations were wrong, by the way. Were there any other characters related to anybody in chapter 1 through 2? Uh, I showed Oscar Bowers, aka Henry's dad. He was like in his late teen years. Yeah. Yeah, Henry's dad was in it. Roy Hanscom. Yeah, Ben's dad. Elfrida Marsh, Beverly's mom. And Maggie when she went away. She was Richie's mom. And Khaki surprisingly is Betty Ripson's mom. So yeah, she since Khaki had sort of a trauma as a kid, she like changed her identity. She changed her hair color. She dyed her hair and all that. Yeah, it just sets up. Yeah, Khaki was actually Betty Ripson's mom. Well, yeah, there was lots of people that were actually related to people in chapter 1 and 2 that I just kept a secret until like this particular stream because I had planned this for a while. But yeah. So like we had to like besides the horror, the jump scares, and kind of trying to connect it. I didn't mean to still have that. Yeah, I just had to like make the bloodlines. But yeah, Alvin wasn't Beverly's dad. It was a different man. It was a different guy. 22 frag entered the studio. What's up?
Oh yeah, chat, I'm in here. Chat, I'm in here.
Yo, what's up? Next question. So was Ted who died supposed to be Teddy Years or a different? He was Teddy Years. Yeah, people just called him Ted for short. For short. And yeah, people just called him Ted for short. That's why like that was Teddy Years, cause he called Phil. He's like, Phil, are you free? And he was like, okay, just wondering. and then until the before the finale, we saw Phil and Maddie and all of them. Okay. Um, let's talk about season two, shall we? 1935 Bradley Gang Shootout. Now, yes, yes, yes. Before you ask, yes, Pennywise will be holding a gun. You will see Pennywise fire some shots with a gun in season two. Yeah, because the Bradley Gang Shootout, it's gonna have adults in it because this season in 1962 it was mostly just kids, not really much adults. Probably not even any adults. Maybe like one or two. But yeah, since it's a Bradley Gang Shootout, there will be kids, and some kids probably might even get roped into the shootout. Okay, what are the questions? Season one was pretty decent. um, I was kind of disappointed that my episodes were averaging like 10, maybe 6 minutes. Season two will like average like 40 minutes an episode or 30. What were some Easter eggs you didn't tell most people? Um, Maybe the fact that like in the 1908 flashback, you know that guy who had like little sprigs of hair with the black hair guy? Yeah, that was Aiden's grandpa. That was Aiden's grandpa, the one with the like long black hair. Um, yeah, and he works at the circus. He worked at the circus. Yeah, we will see some relatives of Aiden in season two. And Ingrid Kirsch. She will also be in season two. This time in season two, they won't be like 12 and stuff. Yeah. Another Easter egg is that Roy is the youngest in the group. Roy is only 11, yet kind of smart for his age. Really smart for his age, and everybody else is just like 12 and 13. Oh yeah. We will see one parent of Aiden in season two. Also, the ages. You can tell from the missing poster. Roy is 11. Elfrida is 13. Alvin is also 13. And Will is 12. Rich was 12. Kaki was 14. And Ted was 13. Yeah, those were just the ages of the people. Bradley Gang Shootout will be bloodier than this. Yeah, I got kind of confused when I was doing the black spot. So I just used an old abandoned house, and then there was just a fire to kind of resemble it burning down, even though it was already pretty much destructed. So yeah, I'm trying to fix that because if I ever do end up doing the It movie, Ben is gonna mention the big events, just like how we did in the real film. Yeah, I didn't really mainly know much about the black spot, so I just decided to just make it a fire. I was kind of right. I was half right. It's just that no racist cult burned it down. No, that like yeah, it wasn't a bar. Uh, um, yeah, yeah, yeah. We do need some help with it. Chapter one and two. We have a whole cast set and ready for season two. I do have some of the kids' names for season two. I do have some of the kids' names for season two. We have Caleb. We have Caleb and Grayson. We also have Maurice. But yeah, I'm still thinking of more. There'll be like six kids. I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe more or less than that. I didn't want to say seven because I didn't want to make it sound like I was making a 6-7 joke. Yeah, everybody is gonna get their roles for season 2 in 2026 in February, cuz in February is when we're going to start filming, and then the first trailers will start releasing maybe around like maybe in May, and then in June and July is probably where the series will start. Yeah, Caleb Grayson and Maurice, and then the Bradley gang. I figure since it was in like racist times, they'd be all not colored. Not colored. Bro, Holleran can be a teenager because in the books, Holleran was born in 1918. Okay, so yeah, we I think we will have Holleran in the season 2. He might be roped into the Bradley gang, but he won't die there because he dies in The Shining. But still, even though I'm probably not gonna make The Shining, it still has to connect with the Stephen King's universe. No, yeah, in the comments, it seemed like Roy was actually a fan favorite. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if what I did to make him a fan favorite. It's just that Roy was a fan favorite. I mean, he played the drums. He had a nice maybe a nice outfit or something. But yeah, I'll try and do like more fan favorites and stuff. I'll do more lore and stuff, etc. in season 2. But yeah, let's talk about Alvin's death and if Roy escaped. Um, Alvin's death was getting in the way with Pennywise and protecting Elfrida, jumping in front of Elfrida to make sure that the deadlights weren't caught on her. And in the part where Alvin almost got sleep paralysis, yeah, that was foreshadowing how he was gonna die. I had to create that like foreshadow just so like people would be prepared. And then it ended up happening. Yeah, Alvin was shown the deadlights and he died. And there was actually a part where I was gonna make Pennywise just start devouring Alvin after he had killed him. He was just gonna start devouring him after he was done. But I figured it was already emotional enough, so I figured maybe Pennywise shouldn't do that. You're saying that for my 1908 series, my characters are Will, Marshall, Maya, Maria, Chris, Charlie, Wilson, Lucas, Rose, and Francis. Yeah, that's a lot. That's 11 kids. Wait, let me make sure I didn't miscount. Oh, never mind, 10. I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of kids. Maybe I should have a lot of kids in case I end up doing like what I did for episode 1 and 2, just ending up um just killing them, cause we had to have that energy. We also had to have an emotional finale. Will and Marshall are cousins. Yeah, cool. Our Luther and Will were cousins in season 1. That's why Will brought up our Luther when Alvin and him were at the burger barn. Yeah. I was gonna make Roy relate to somebody, but I figured maybe not. I was thinking about a ship between Roy and Khaki, but I figured maybe not. She already disappeared. We're too late into the series, so I figured to just leave it out, scrap it. But yeah, um, it was gonna be gruesome actually. Pennywise was gonna devour Alvin after he finished him off, but I figured no. Makes sense since Arthur is a kind of forgotten character. Yeah, he was killed. I didn't show how he died. It's just that when Aruther was killed, he had his legs ripped off. and then he bled out. So that was his death. But yeah. Um, I never planned for Roy to be Roy Hanscom. Actually, I decided I should do that when I got to episode 3, and yeah, but I was never planning for Roy to die. Yeah, kind of like Mayo when she got split in half, kind of like how Teddy did in the real life Welcome to Derry. Yeah, Maud. Pennywise just twirled her around on his 2 fingers and split her in half and threw her out the window. But when I was filming, I actually did not like Oscar Butch Bauer's character. I actually did not like him. I don't even know why I added him. I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna just leave him out after he did that to Rich. Yeah. Also, episode 8 was kind of like a repeat of episode 4, where they lose a friend in the sewers, and then they lose another friend in the sewers again. Okay, what's going on with the Bradley gang? Unless you want to keep talking about 1962. I did. I filmed 4 minutes, which is the opening. Which is Here, I'll spoil the opening for season 2. It's the Bradley gang at a firing range where they like practice their range, and then they go over all of the locations of stores where they're gonna murder the cashiers and rob the stores. Uh, yeah, it's just them planning. And then after that, it cuts to the kids. It cuts to the kids just riding their bikes to school. Just riding their bikes to school. And nothing bad happens there. But yeah. Yeah, thank you. We're gonna start, the filming is in like maybe February. Maybe late February. But yeah, Bradley Gang is actually insane. Bradley Gang is probably gonna be the best one. Um, I'm probably gonna leave Pennywise out a little bit for the episodes. But yeah, I'm actually excited to start doing Bradley Gang. As for the Kitchener Ironworks, when I saw the total kill count when I was reading the website for the for the Kitchener Ironworks explosion, I said only. I said no, that it has to be more. It has to be more than just that. So in the 1908 season, if I do ever do that, it's gonna be way more than you expect. Yeah, I know the info about the Bradley gang. Uh, um, yeah, I was before I actually started filming episode 1. I was planning of it going forward every 27 years, where it just goes 1962 to 1989 and 2016. But I figured, no, I can just make those individual films. I don't know how I would turn it into a TV series. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make it 1962, 1908, and 1935. And then I was planning on doing 1908 first, then 1935, then 1962, which is where we would get the cast that we have now. But when I do film season 2, I think I'm really gonna miss the cast from 1962, like I did with the real Welcome to Derry. Roy's gonna be out of there. Will be out of there. Elfrida. Wentworth wasn't actually there since day one. He joined the series in episode 7, and then he's put in a coma at the end of episode 8. But he does eventually wake up to become Richie's dad. But yeah. Could you remake the you could remake the fears from the book 1990 film for extra parts if you want to make 1989 and 2016. Yeah. Yeah, I might base it off of the 1990 movie because it's more accurate to the books than the it chapter 1 and it chapter 2. So there might be like some references and stuff. It's not gonna be the 1990 Pennywise, but yeah, it's gonna be sort of like the 1990 film. But um, yeah, that pretty much covers it. When I was making Roy's missing poster, yo, what's up? Um, when I was making Roy's missing poster, I was actually referencing it off of Richie, which is why he's 61 inches. But I decided since he's 11, he should weigh like 75 pounds. And yeah, I was just basing it off of Richie's missing poster instead of like any other one. And it actually turned out pretty good, even if it had like one appearance, which was episode 8. And yeah, the one jump scare that was in the episode was when Roy opens the door again to see Pennywise in like a monster form with multiple arms, messed up head. Yeah, yeah. Aiden had 2 episodes. Aiden was in 2 episodes. Episode 2 and episode 4. And then no, actually he had 3 episodes. Episode 2, episode 4, and episode 8, which was a flashback. Aiden wasn't actually alive because Pennywise ripped his heart out. So Aiden died after that. But yeah, he was. I was gonna add him like as a ghost maybe, but I figured to just leave him out completely and leave it to the new cast. They were supposed the new cast was supposed to be carrying legacies. They were destroying legacies because they almost got wiped out in like the first 20 minutes of the episode. And then Alvin, he got wiped out in like the last minutes of the episode. And now, after the premiere, I'm just waiting for Stranger Things to premiere. I'm confused a little. Why in the graveyard were there 2 Marges? Wait, there was 2 Marges at the graveyard? There's no way I put Marge twice. No, it's because at the beginning of the show that was Maggie because I thought Richie's mom was just Maggie. Um and she just disappeared after episode 4. And then there came Marge Truman. Well, Marge Truman, she wasn't the mom. It was Maggie at the beginning of the series, but yeah, I didn't. I don't think I put 2 Marges on a gravestone. I think I just put Phil, Marge, Aiden, but yeah. Also, the stream is gonna end in like 6 minutes because I gotta go soon. But yeah, season 2 will probably be the best. Why isn't Oscar Butch Bowers in episode 8? Because I didn't really like his character. I don't even know why I added him in the series. I didn't really yeah. I didn't I didn't. You put Marge next to the game creator tombstone and you also put one in the dug grave. Oh. I didn't know I put 2 Marges. It was probably yeah. I didn't mean to put 2 Marges. Yo, what's up? But yeah, I did accidentally leak Alvin's fate in the last live stream. I meant to be on mute because I was telling my friend that Alvin dies and I didn't put on mute so like and then like out so I basically leaked Alvin dying. I think he's a great character. Bro succeeded in stealing the chips. Oh yeah, he did succeed in stealing them, but then the cops got him and he went to prison for the night. He stayed in prison for the night. But yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I since Texture Lost was in the episode, I please remind me to give him credit in the description after this live stream is over. But yeah, I told him that Alvin wasn't Beverly's dad when we were filming, and yeah, so Alvin was never really gonna survive. I never really planned on him surviving. I planned that like he was gonna be introduced in episode 3. I figured I might have should have just killed him in episode 7, but I figured I should just wait for the finale because then that'll because I want the finale to be more emotional and devastating and stuff. So I just saved it last minute. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, it's kind of unexpected. It was kind of unexpected knowing that Roy was actually Ben's dad. I mean, I could kind of see the similarities. I could kind of see the similarities starting to close in. Both have 3 letters in their name. They both are very smart and like read and research Derry. But yeah. Uh, season 2 will have more lore and character development. Yeah. Why was Phil in episode 7? Because they needed more help. They needed more help. When defeating Pennywise, because they thought that they could actually defeat him, but no, didn't, and that's why Phil ended up dying. Will season 2 focus on the adults? Well, not really like focus on the adults, but there will be like more adult storylines and stuff, like more adult action too. Because in season 1, I didn't really put adults, but Phil died. So does it take place before Welcome to Derry episode 1? No, it's not really. It's not really in the timeline of the real Welcome to Derry. It's not really in the real Welcome to Derry's timeline. So that's why Phil is in episode 7 and dies in that same episode. But yeah, although episode 8 was a success. I think it was pretty much a success because it had a lot of viewers. It got a lot of like compliments and stuff. And I just want to thank you guys for being there for the premiere, because it took me all night to finish that. Worked real hard on it, and it took a day for it to finish uploading. So that's why it got delayed. Instead of the 30th, it was released on the 31st. I'm gonna binge watch all of it tomorrow. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe I'd watch the whole series soon. Yo, thanks. Yo, thanks. Thanks. Um thank you guys for the complimenting on episode 8. I was gonna make like a whole video with all the episodes in it, and it would be like a completion, kind of like a movie. And I think it would be an hour, cause episode 8 would carry it to an hour. Yeah, season 2 is in 2026. It'll be in 2026. But yeah, I'm gonna put all the episodes in one, remove the intros and from all of them except, well, I'm gonna use the shouldn't have fallen in love intro, because the intro in episode 1 didn't really like it. Or maybe I'm gonna use the intro where you can't escape the fear and stuff, where it had all the characters' names. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm gonna put it all in one video to make like the biggest episode and make it like a movie, and then I just release it. Maybe not premiere, just release it. But yeah, otherwise, Welcome to Derry is on a pause right now, and we're gonna focus on some other content like animating, maybe some VR gaming, maybe do some VR live streams, VR videos, until February rolls around, where everybody gets their roles in season 2, and we start filming in season 2. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. And I guess that's the end of it. There might be another stream on maybe January 3rd. There might be a stream that day. But yeah, thank you guys for watching episode 8, and thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Yeah. Yeah, you should. Going live is actually pretty fun. There might be a movie for it, but yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. Thank you guys for watching episode 8, and we'll see you guys at season 2.